Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, mga kahabits!
Yan.
Para may hangover ka pa ng New Year kagabi, sister.
Yes, nakakatuwa talaga to.
First time mo bang gumamit ng modern torotot?
Ayun na nga eh. Again. Ayan.
Mahina. Mas malakas, diba? Pero ganun din yung kalakas ang pagmamahal natin
Yes.
sa mga kahabit natin na walang sawang sumusuporta sa atin. At syempre, last episode, napakinggan natin yung kwento ng pag-asa na kung saan yung mga kapatid natin na consecrated ay nagbahagi ng kanilang kwento ng pagbibigay ng biyaya sa mga kapuspalad nating kapatid.
Yes, no, nakakatuwa. Yung dalawang kasama ko, sumikat na ako, hindi pa. Hindi, naalala ko lang, nung nandyan ako, no, actually, naalala ko yung first experience ko sa Radyo Maria, no, kasi ganun din, no, medyo kahawig niyan, no, wala lang video, no, basically audio siya, and then yun nga, sabi ni Rev, no, yung flow, no, yung pag-iisip mo, no, yung creativity mo, no, lalabas lahat. And then, ang hindi ko makakalimutan, yung mga blooper bang matatawag yon. Ewan ko kung naalala ninyong dalawa yung nagsasalita tayo and then hindi pala siya na-record. No? And then we had to repeat it again. No? Kahit na si Father ay may hinahabol na misa at ako ay may hinahabol ding misa. No? So,
Again, we wish to thank all our guest hosts for being with us again on the show. Next week, join us again as we explore consecrated life, the church, the world, and the society. This has been your kahabit, Sister Happy Montecillo of the Daughters of St. Anne.
And syempre, bago natin tapusin, pasalamat din tayo sa AMRSP Joint Executive Board sa pangunguna ng ating mga chairperson, Father Shiloh Almasan,
And Sister Marilyn Hava.
at ang lahat po ng mga bumubuo ng AMRSP Secretariat, AMRSP JPICC, ang ating mga mission partners, at ang iba pa po natin mga kasama sa pagtataguyod ng kaharian ng Diyos. This is your kahabit, Father Angel Cortez of the Order of Friars Minor, signing off from your weekly inspiration and information companion. We have been
The
Habits.
Mabuhay Pilipinas and hello to the rest of the world.
Welcome to your new companion in looking at the church, the world, and the society from the religious point of view. This is your kahabit, Sister Happy Montecillo of the Daughters of St. Anne.
Join us for your weekly dose of inspiration and information straight from the consecrated men and women of the Philippines. I am your kahabit, Father Toots Buenafe of the Order of Carmelites.
And we are
The Habits.
So welcome, Father Toots, to this segment, to this The Habits. It's really a blessing, a pleasure to have you in this segment.
Thank you, Sister Happy. I am honored.
It's nice to
And I
start
am
this year.
pleased.
Maraming
Happy
salamat,
New Year
Father.
po.
Yes,
Happy New
ay,
Year.
oo nga po pala. Actually, I remember last week when we had the throwback. Ewan ko kung napanood niyo yun, Father. I hope so. Pero we had that throwback na we invited our former guest co-hosts and we also asked them questions. Tapos nakilaro na rin sila sa amin. Yung mga laro na binigay natin sa ating mga viewers, sila na rin ang naglaro at that time. Kaya nakakatuwa po yun, Father. It was really a throwback.
Yun siguro ang tinatawag na the joy of consecrated life.
Exactly.
Kasi pag hindi ka masaya, naku sister, saan tayo pupunta pag gano'n, no?
Ako, I am happy. And indeed,
Oo nga,
I am.
oo. True to your name, no?
Yes
Dapat
po,
masaya tayo. Kaya nga sabi nga ni Pope Francis, no? If there is no joy, then sayang yung consecration natin.
Yes po. Actually, it is that joy that we experience. It was also in that segment, yung episode na Pasko ng Pag-asa, when consecrated women lang kasi ang nagpadala ng sulat, and then we responded to them. Tapos those who receive those gifts, parang nakaka-touch yung saya nila, yung tuwa na nararamdaman nila when they receive those gifts.
Alam mo, sister, alam naman natin na talagang pagkatapos ng Advent, may Pasko.
Yes po.
But we always look forward for it kasi
Yeah.
it's a moment of hope. Because, the promise was fulfilled in Christ Jesus. At nararamdaman natin yan, lalong-lalo na when we are with people, especially sa mga pastoral ministries natin.
Yes, and that really gives meaning to our life as consecrated.
Yes, I agree with you. True,
Yes.
sister.
And so, mga kahabits, our episode for today is very unique and different from the rest of the episodes. First time itong mangyari sa show. Kaya naman, dapat abangan yan. We want to hear from you. Ano kayang first ang mangyayari sa ating episode today? I-share nyo na yan sa aming Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/amrsp.org at huwag niyong kalimutang mag-like and follow dahil malapit na tayong mag 10,000 followers.
Support our Facebook live streams on Facebook. How? By sending us some stars. You can buy stars and send them to us during the live broadcast. You can also send animated virtual gifts attached to different star amounts that will appear in our stream.
And for every star we receive, we earn $0.01. Mga kahabits, you can click the star icon next to the chat bar to try sending stars yourselves. O diba, high-tech na ang pagsuporta, but take note, it is only available sa AMRSP Facebook page.
At mga kahabits, mapapanood din tayo sa YouTube, sa aming YouTube channel, AMRSP Media. Just like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe.
Bukod dyan, kahabit, mapapanood din tayo sa TV Maria every Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. with replays every Thursdays at 6 a.m. and 10 p.m.
Kaya naman, to keep the ball rolling, we now begin with the religious reports.
Leading our stars today on the religious reports, new superiors. The AMRSP welcomes the new superiors of the Franciscan Sisters of the Immaculate Conception, Opifices Christi, and the Congregation of the Sisters of St. John the Baptist. The new servant leader of the Opifices Christi, succeeding Father Aaron Bamba's leadership, is Father Ignatius Mario Estrella, together with Father Agustin John Paul Miranda OC as his co-servant leader for the term 2021-2024. Sister Maria Lourdes Ludi Avila, CSSJB, was named as the new Vice Provincial Superior of the Baptistines Philippines Vice Province last December 8, 2020, succeeding Sister Jesusita Cubillo's leadership. The SFIC Philippines North Province also elected a new Provincial Superior, who is Sister Drina Guerrero, taking over Sister Julie Sagibo's term. Iconic EDSA Nan dies. Sister Porferia Pingping Ocariza, a daughter of St. Paul, who became one of the icons of the 1986 EDSA People Power Revolution, died last December 22, 2020, after a long battle with cancer. She was 63. Sister Ocariza was one of the many consecrated who fought with our fellow Filipinos for freedom during the revolt and led the people in praying the rosary in front of the soldiers. In an interview with a Catholic News Service in 2016, Sister Ocariza said her experience in the uprising had a huge impact on her faith and vocation. And we quote, "Because for me at that time, when we were facing the tanks, I believed heavily that God was there," she said. God was there as if the seed of democracy was being planted. End of quote.
More reports from the consecrated life. Dominican Jubilee year. The Dominican family opens their one-year Jubilee celebration of the 8th centenary of the death of their founder, Saint Dominic, Wednesday, January 6, with an opening Eucharistic celebration presided by the Bologna Archbishop Matteo Cardinal Zuppi in Italy. The theme for the Jubilee celebration is a table with Saint Dominic, inspired by the Mascarella table where his first portrait was painted shortly after his canonization, thus celebrating Saint Dominic not as a saint alone in the pedestal, but a saint enjoying table fellowship with his brothers. The Jubilee celebration will end January 6 of next year, 2022. And now, here's our reports from the Holy See and the Universal Church. The year of Saint Joseph. In celebration of the 150th anniversary of the proclamation of Saint Joseph as patron of the Universal Church, Pope Francis declared a year of Saint Joseph starting December 8, 2020 and will end December 8, 2021. The year of Saint Joseph would grant plenary indulgence, particularly extended to the elderly, the sick, the dying, and all those who, for legitimate reasons, are unable to leave the house, and all who will recite an act of piety in honor of Saint Joseph, especially on March 19, the Saint's Solemnity, May 1st, the Feast of Saint Joseph the Worker, and the Feast of the Holy Family on December 29. But there are three conditions for receiving a plenary indulgence, and these are sacramental confession, the reception of Holy Communion, and prayer for the Pope's intentions.
More reports from the Holy See and the Universal Church. Community of Beatitudes. The Vatican, through the Congregation for Institutes of Consecrated Life and Societies of Apostolic Life, has officially approved the Community of Beatitudes' new status on December 8, 2020, the first ever recognized institute of consecrated life with a diocesan rite. This appears to be the first time that this Vatican office has erected an institute of consecrated life under this new status. Until now, canon law has not allowed for the diversity of consecrated persons and states of life to be in the same institute. But the Community of the Beatitudes president stated that it cannot be said that this is a new form of consecrated life. The Community of Beatitudes, founded in France in 1973, with 763 members living in 50 houses around the globe, consists of priests, religious sisters and brothers, and lay people, and has put under the supervision of a diocesan bishop. And now here's our reports from the Philippine Church. Cardinal Advincula new assignment. After appointing the Archbishop of Capiz to cardinalry, Pope Francis appointed Cardinal Jose Advincula in his first assignment as one of the newest members of the Congregation for the Clergy in Vatican, December 16, 2020. Cardinal Advincula, joined by Cardinal Cornelius Sin of Brunei, are among the 13 new cardinals appointed by the Holy Father in late November, will closely work with the dicastery and will be responsible for the formation, ministry, and life of priests and deacons. Cardinal Advincula spent most of his priestly life as a seminary formator before becoming a bishop in 2001.
Another Filipino clergy is assigned to serve the Vatican. Bishop Missiona, new appointment. The Holy Father Pope Francis reappointed Puerto Princesa Bishop Socrates Missiona as one of the new members of the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, or Propaganda Fide, last November 2020. Through a letter from Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, who now heads the dicastery, Bishop Missiona is a known missiologist and is the current chairman of the Commission on Mission of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, or CBCP. He will serve the Propaganda Fide for a 5-year term. This next news is for our consecrated men and women with youth apostolates. The National Youth Day 2022. The CBCP Episcopal Commission on Youth has postponed the National Youth Day celebration originally set this year due to the existing threat of COVID-19 pandemic and will be moved to the unknown month next year, 2022. Father Conigundo Garganta, the Executive Secretary of the CBCP Youth Commission, said that the Archdiocese of Cáceres still commits to host the NYD physical gathering and activities next year. He also said, and we quote, "We pray that things will improve and that 2022 will be a better year for our young people to come together." End of quote. That's it for our dose of stories from the consecrated life, the church, and the world.
Join us in our next episodes for more of The
The Religious
Reports.
Reports.
"2020 has been a difficult and depressing year for many. A lot of tragedies and calamities happened and tested our faith, one of which is a worldwide pandemic caused by the COVID-19 virus that has infected many and killed lives not just from the Philippines but from many countries as well. But now in this special episode of Habits Spoken, we will hear someone from the consecrated life who had faced probably the greatest battle of his life as he fought against COVID-19. And now in the new year, he is ready to give hope and life to you, mga kahabits. Let's hear it as he share about our topic, COVID positivity, faith after infection, exclusive here in the Habits. And I am proud to introduce to you my guest co-host for today, as also our guest for this segment, Father Toots Buenafe from the Order of Carmelites, as he Habits Spoken. Welcome to the Habits Spoken, Father Toots.
Thank you, Sister Happy. Thank you for
Wow,
welcoming me.
really, I already welcomed you at the beginning, Father, and it's really a blessing to have you here. Or may I say, it's a miracle to have you here.
Yes, indeed, Sister.
So, Father, let us know how, where, and when did you get the virus?
Ganito kasi yan, Sister. Tandang-tanda ko pa. You know, I was still in Cebu at that time. I was assigned in Cebu. I just moved into Manila mga November. We were observing the quarantine lockdown. But our suspicion was I got the virus when I went to the airport to fetch some people.
Okay.
And that was on let's say September 1. And then, so, because I never leave the convent, I never go to the market, or because the malls are closed, I never, I just stay. So we have this daily mass. So I know the people around me. So my suspicion was I got the virus when I fetched some people in the airport.
But you were using masks.
Oh yes,
and
Sister, but it was really a very hot day. And, we were observing physical distancing, but in the airport. But maybe, again, this is my suspicion, those people whom I have fetched from the airport, they were saying the plane was so full, and maybe they got it from there. So, yeah, it took some, let's say 5 days before I experienced something is wrong. I started having high temperature, and then we call that fever. Yun po.
So when you found out when you had that fever, you were then suspicious, or you did not even think of COVID at that
No.
time?
So I was feeling maybe it's an ordinary because it's so hot at that time. So maybe I was adjusting with the weather, but I started taking some paracetamol, and then the high temperature goes away, and then goes down, and then after that I feel cold, and then I take again another. So maybe around 3 to 4 days on and off ang fever ko. Yun lang. But okay yung taste ko, I can move around, I say mass, wala akong colds, wala akong cough. Yun lang, on and off fever. And then my suspicion was, baka may UTI ako, or baka may sepsis ako, pero wala naman akong sugat, o baka may dengue. So I think I have to see a doctor and have my laboratory check. Ganun na lang.
And then what
No
what did they
suspicion.
found?
Okay, so ito na, drama na sister.
Drama.
And then, Doc, ganito po ang sitwasyon, I am having fever. Protocol po kasi, Father, kailangan magpa-swab. Okay. I went to a private hospital, and so I paid a lot. So, nagpa-swab. Okay pa. Okay yung breathing ko, ha? Talagang humihinga ako. Hindi yung nagpapanood natin sa TV na, walang ganyanan, no? But, after the swab, after 45 minutes, and then the nurse came in the ER, Father, you are positive. With what? With COVID.
Ganun lang pagkasabi,
Yun.
Father.
So,
Parang very casual, Father.
So, I insist, hindi UTI ito or dengue or ano ba yun? Sepsis. Hindi po. Positive. Okay.
Were you scared?
Oh, yes. Nung sinabi na positive ka, ay, totoo na pala ito, hindi pala ito katang isip lang. At doon, ang tagal nag-sink in. Tapos, hindi naman naka-PPE yung mga nurses kasi din sila, survivor din sila pala, recovered lang. Ang term pala niyan, if you have gone through the COVID and then you survive, you are a recovered patient.
Okay.
So, wala silang mga basta lang, pakwento-kwento pa sila. Pero natakot na rin ako. I was so afraid. And then, of course, aside from I don't have money at the time, maybe in my wallet. Kasi wala akong dalang gamit kasi magpapa-check up na ako. Pero natakot talaga ako, sister.
You were alone also, Father?
No, I have a companion, a lay Carmelite associate. He lives, he's married, but he's from Bohol, but he lives with us. He's, because in the Carmelites, we have these lay associates.
Okay.
They have private commitment, and he's a part of the community in Cebu. Natakot, I was so afraid. Kasi ang ano ko doon, ay, ito na Lord, game over na. I'm only 54 and ang dami ko pa plano sa buhay.
Ganun
Kasi
ka agad.
ang ano ko agad is cremation. Ay, abo lang. Hindi man ako maka-goodbye, maka-bye, I love you, I love the Philippines, mga ganun. I was so afraid, sister, talaga.
Wow, Father, it's really an interesting story. And, well, bibitinin muna natin ang ating heart-to-heart talk, mga kahabits. Don't go away. Sa ating pagbabalik, we will hear more from Father Toots as he shares his story of faith here in our segment, Habits Spoken. After a short break, only here with our all-new information and inspiration companion. This is
The
Habits.
Ang case ko pala ay severe kasi asymptomatic, tapos mild, high risk, severe, and critical.
Okay.
Nasa severe ako.
Wow,
And so,
that
we
is
said,
fourth stage.
okay, confined. Ala, katakot-takot ang mga laboratory, kuha ng dugo for testing. Tapos, x-ray na ako. And then, my pulmonologist said, Father, ang dumi ng iyong lungs. Tapos, nag-CT scan, nag-swell ang lungs. Bitatakot.
you're still with us here in the habits. Let us continue our conversation, Father. For my next question po, kasi sinabi nyo, you were in the hospital only for check-up. And then when you knew about it, paano yun, Father? Did you go home? And then how did your community react to it? And your religious congregation? Anong nangyari after that?
So, ganito ang nangyari, sister. When the nurse made the official announcement that you are positive, and so what's next? You'll be confined. You are not allowed to leave the hospital. Presence of mind. Then I have to call my provincial.
Of course.
And then, hello, I am in the hospital right now in the ER, and I am tested positive. Okay, so what's the advice of the attending physician? I have to stay, and they will treat me. Okay. And then they ask me about the etc., etc. And then I also learned that we were 10 in the convent, 6 others are positive.
Oh.
But asymptomatic.
Okay.
But they had also this feeling of fever, and some were coughing, maybe part of because they just arrived from Manila, so they were saying maybe this is part of the adjustment to the weather. It's hot and alikabok, siguro nasty. Anyway, so I informed, and my provincial said, okay, you follow the doctor's advice. And I learned that they had this emergency meeting as provincial council in the evening, because it's the first case. Although some brothers left in the convent in Cebu are also tested, some like positive. But siguro ako napuruhan. At doon na talaga, and then there was this decision that we have to inform all the members of the province, asking for prayers, and some maybe close friends. And so for my part, I also called my family, my brothers especially, and
Except your mom.
Except my mom. But I suspect she knew it already by now. And then asking for their prayers. And then I have to prepare myself. Again, my idea kasi, sister, of COVID-19, yung napapanood ko sa mga TV, di ba?
Yes po.
Yung naka-intubate na,
Yeah.
tapos nasa ICU. Ang case ko pala ay severe kasi asymptomatic, tapos mild, high risk, severe, and critical.
Okay.
Nasa severe ako.
Wow,
And so
that
we
is
said,
4th stage.
okay, confine. Ala, katakot-takot ang mga laboratory, kuha ng dugo for testing. Tapos x-ray na ako. And then my pulmonologist said, Father, ang dumi ng iyong lungs. Tapos nag-CT scan, nag-swell ang lungs. Takot at tuloy ako. And then, may pneumonia ka.
But you didn't have any difficulty of breathing?
Hindi naman, pero kasi asthmatic din ako.
Okay.
Alam mo, tapos in my own life kasi po, I was smoking also around 7 years.
Sige.
Yan. Kaya yung mga weak lungs talagang tayo ang mga kandidato. Pero hindi naman yung difficult, pero parang gano'n lang. Hindi yung the normal, parang you exert some effort.
Yeah.
Yun palang indicator. Pero I don't mind kasi, I did not mind at that time kasi parang natingin ko nga, parang fever lang talaga ang problema ko at that time. At yun na, halo-halo na natakot ako. As I said kanina, I was so afraid to die. Parang
What were your thoughts, Father?
Naku, ganito na sa ER flip, ganun ako. Lord, ito na Lord, this is it, game over na ba? Kung sa laro pa, bata ko naman Lord, I was trying to negotiate, bata pa na Lord, 54 pa lang ako. Di ba sabi ko, ang lifespan ko Lord, 70. Grab ka naman Lord. So earn na lang ako, tapos hindi mo na ako masalayan sa kabaong at ba na ako mag-isip. What if, ang fear ko pa ng sister is, what if I won't respond to the medication?
Okay.
What if mag-worsen yung situation? Pero siyempre practical pa rin kasi may webinar pa ako. Maybe that was a Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday tapos hindi ko pa na-edit yung aking webinar, ipadala ko pa, I have to delegate. Ang concern ganun, I have to call who will replace me for the webinar on the Saturday. yung password ng ganito, yun pa ang concern ko. Kasi gusto ko naman na, pag this is the end of everything, at least may dangal. Concerned pa ako doon. But anyway, natatawa talaga ako, sister. Pero natakot ako. Pero may nakatulong din sa akin yung assurance ng mga brothers. My provincial called me, some close friends. They assured me of the prayers. And then I learned also that AMRSP.
I knew about it,
yes,
Father,
and
in my community.
Father Angel
Special
also,
mention.
Yes, nakarating yan sa akin na pinagdarasal ka namin kapatid, Kuya Toots, Father Toots. Nakatulong sa akin. So ito na ang drama, ikukwento ko na.
Sige po. Go ahead, Father.
Lord, thy will be done. Pero huwag mo na ngayon, Lord. I was trying to negotiate talaga. Tapos ito na. There was this black tunnel. Ikukwento ko talaga ito, black tunnel. Tapos may mga paniki. Tapos si Maleficent of all. Tapos baka hinihila niya ako doon sa dulo ng tunnel na it's all dark. At doon ako hindi. I should live. I should survive. And then I invoked the litany. Lord, have mercy. Ay, biglang umilaw. Christ, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Tapos yung image ng Sacred Heart ng Divine Mercy. Lord, have mercy. Christ, have mercy. Lord, be merciful on me, Lord. And then, I was trying to, sa ating prayer, breath of God, breathe in me. Kasi lungs Inhale, exhale, breath of God, breathe in me. And then, after invoking the Lord, I ask for, doon na ang Holy Family. I always ask, Mama Mary, Papa Joseph, please help me, sabi ko. So doon yung Holy Family. And then, si Archangel, kasi di ba sa tradition natin, si Archangel, sa Oratio Imperator, we pray for that. Raphael, no? Sabi ko, put on the green light. Ay, the green. And then, Lord, I now embrace the love, the prayers of the people who remember me. Wow, biglang nag-sky blue. And then, doon na, I think I'm going to survive. Nawala yung fear. Then, trust in the Lord, trust in the Lord. Lord, have mercy. Yun ang mantra ko. Lord, have mercy. Christ, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. At saka yung breath of God, breathe in me. Breath of God, breathe in me. And then, I started invoking the saints. Takot pala ako mamatay. I realized later, yun pala yun. Kasi yun nga, yung I think I'm not going to make it. Pero, the prayers and trust in the Lord and yung prayers talaga ng mga tao, yun talaga ang nakatulong sa akin. At ginamit yung mga tinatawag nating frontliners. I really can feel the warm support of these nurses, doctors, they are trying to give hope and encourage me na kaya yan, Father, kaya yan. Tapos yung kasama ko, siya naging yung parang, sinong SO mo? Ano SO? Significant other. Sino significant other? Siya yung kasama mo sa, kasi yung hospital, yung isang ward, parang isang wing, lahat COVID patients yan. Pag nakapasok ka doon, hindi ka na pwede lumabas. So ako, tapos siya, nung tinest siya, positive din siya, pero asymptomatic. Nag-jogging pa, sabi ko, wala kang sakit, wala kang ubo, wala kang sakit, wala. Unfair naman. But ikaw, positive, ako nakaratay. Di ba unfair? Pero ang explanation ngayon ng mga doctors, that means, Father, siguro your antibodies, your immune system were very down at that time. Kaya ikaw napuruhan. Tapos nagka-pneumonia kasi. Then she tried to explain. Dalawa sila yung tatlo actually sila, pero yung main pulmonologist ko at saka yung infectious diseases, sinasabi nila na walang exempted dito. You may be healthy today, but the following day, ikaw ang napuruhan. Tapos, Father, you have to remember, yung on and off mo pala na lagnat, as sign na yun ng pneumonia. Pero Father, one thing good sa iyo, pag-test nila, yung heart mo okay. Yung fatty, yung liver mo, walang fatty liver pero may fats konti. So I have to discipline my food intake. And then yung kidneys naman, sabi niya, okay naman, Father. Kaya naka-focus tayo sa lungs. So, parang salamat at walang complication. So, talagang, oh, we have good doctors and nurses. Makikita mo talaga yung care nila sa mga patients. And at that time, I think we were 12 sa isang ward, we call that ward. Tapos naging 13, tapos naging 11. What happened? In ICU, Father, yung isa, tsaka yung isa nagtegi na. Patay.
Father, I'm just so touched with yung sinabi niyo po na you were in that you were praying, you were invoking that image of the black tunnel and then the green light. I mean, these are really signs of hopes, Father. And at the same time, you hold on to that faith.
Oo. Kasi wala, tapos of course, Lord, please use kasi sister yun nga, wala eh. The doctors will do their best. The nurses will care for us. There are medicines and they gave me some mga antibiotic for my pneumonia, ganun. Pero kung mahina pa rin ako at saka talagang kumapit ako sa Diyos, sister, talagang, Lord, into your hands I commend my spirit. And pero yung nag-negotiate ako, madaya pa rin ako. Lord, thy will be done, pero Lord, give me another chance, please.
Well, Lord, I'm happy to meet you, but I'm not in a hurry. Parang
Yes. Opo, totoo yan.
And yun po, Father, what were the challenges and difficulties? Although you shared some of them already, pero yun po, what was the most difficult moment at that time, Father?
Okay, so after 7 days, the doctor said, "Oh, Father, 4 times ako nag-X-ray. Father, you have a clear X-ray now. Wow, yay! I'm leaving the hospital." No. We have to finish the 14 days required quarantine, but I stayed there for 16 days. Yung ano pa rin, no? Yung ang mga challenges na tingin ko, marami pa rin misinformed.
Okay.
So, yung stigma pa rin, no? Yung don't go near to that person because he is contagious or kasi ang virus pala ay transmitted. So,
Okay.
may fungal, may infection, may bacterial, may viral. So, it is transmitted. You have gotten it somewhere, from someone. So, yung stigma pa rin na in as much as you would want to explain to people ano itong virus na to, kasi talagang makulit ako, Doc, can you please explain to me ano ito, yung COVID-19 coronavirus 2. So, I think ang challenges pa rin, no, after I have recovered, after I was released from the hospital, or after I was declared clean by my doctors, how you would explain it. So, I was back in the convent. Of course, but this time minimal pa rin exposure ko. But I have to explain to them from the scientific point of view because I have a lot of questions to the doctors and they so ang unang challenge siguro yung stigma.
Okay.
Stigma pa rin, no? Yung bang go away from me, stay away from me. Of course, hindi nila alam na droplet. Kaya it makes sense talaga why do you have to cover your mouth kasi it's through droplet eh. Hindi naman siya airborne. Pinag-aaralan ko kung airborne. Kasi kung airborne, mas malala. Pero ang tuberculosis, that's airborne also. No? Mas maraming malala. Anyway, sister, yun ang pinatigin ko na how you would explain to people from scientific point of view. Yung hindi pa rin nila maintindihan. Yun. And then, but that's it. You cannot please everyone. So I would just then after 2 weeks, I think, a few days, nagmisa na ako sa mass. But of course, I was lahat, no, yung
Face
requirement.
mask.
I was telling them, if you think you are not safe to come near me, don't. You are not forced. I don't even give communion just to tell them. But I was trying to explain to the people. Yun, I think we have to read a lot at wag mapaniwala sa mga YouTube mga ganyan-ganyan na hindi scientific. We have to look for not the fake information but what is really this COVID-19, its nature and how to handle it.
So what's the best source for that correct information, Father?
Well, I listen to the World Health Organizations.
Okay.
Hindi lang yung mga kasi in-upload ng hindi mo alam ang source.
Okay.
And I think that is very important, especially how to determine a fake news from a legitimate information.
Yes.
Yun.
Wow, Father, thank you. So, can I say you're a miracle presence
Yes, talaga,
this time?
sister. And tingin ko sa awa ng Diyos. alam ko talaga yung intervention, yung touch ng Diyos, no, yung but of course talagang ikaw din dapat you have to put your trust in the Lord. Talagang nag-total surrender ako, nag-total submission din ako sa ikaw na bahala, Lord, sa aking buhay. Tapos, Lord, if you give me another chance, it's my second chance kasi na-hold up ako few years ago, 2005 I think. Na-hold up ako, tapos binaril ako. Yes. Buti na lang, magaling ako sa kung tu. Ano yung kung tu?
Hindi po.
Kung tumakbo, so I run fast. Hindi ako naabutan ng hold upper. Yes.
My goodness.
Somewhere nearby.
Talaga.
So sabi ko, Lord, sana Lord, big me another chance. So, dininig ng Diyos. Salamat po.
Wow, Father, it's, how can I say, it's inspiring. At the same time, it's really a story of faith, of how much you hold on to God, you prayed a lot, and also believe in the prayers of others. How, in that experience, how did God manifest Himself at that time, at that moment in your life?
Oo. So, when I was, so there was this medication, I was lying for 16 days, 15 days kasi, 16th day, na-discharge na ako. Parang nag-retreat din ako doon sa quarantine, nakahiga ako, at ang daming mga gamot-gamot. Then, time din yun na nag-retreat ako na nag-flashback lahat, and then, yung mga graces, yung mga moments with the Lord, at saka yung mga significant people sa buhay ko. Talagang, and I imagine them, I got phone calls kasi I can actually receive calls, no? But I cannot talk that kasi naka-oxygen pa rin ako hindi ako umabot sa critical.
Okay.
Hindi ako napunta ng ICU, salamat sa Diyos. Of course, I don't dream for that. Pero I read a lot, mas na-appreciate ko ang life.
Okay.
And the beautiful people in my life, in my more than 15 years, at saka yung sa ministry, and then people assured me, they call me, they send
Siyempre, those who know about your situation.
Yes, those who know my situation from outside the country and from the network. Tapos hindi ko talaga kasi lungs kasi in Cebuano, Sister Ninita, St. Paul of Sharks, of Perpetual Support Hospital. Ginhawa, good Father! Mas yun ko siya mahitabo, ginhawa. In Tagalog, breathe, ano ginhawa?
Hinga.
Hinga lang. Kahit ano mangyari, huwag kang susuko. Hinga lang. Tapos sometimes, but there was this oxygen. So, and I know that this is the breath of God. I should inhale. So talagang, the beautiful, the wonderful people who assured me na I am loved. Kasi nung sinabi ko, Lord, I now embrace the prayers, the love, the affection of those people who remember me. Talagang gumaan. Yung bang distance, no? Ang layo-layo ko doon sa nasa hospital, Cebu Hospital ko, pero gumaan ang lahat. Sabi ko, this is now the grace. I'm going to make it. And then the assurance.
Parang totoo yung I embrace you in my prayers.
Totoo talaga yan. And then people will call me, Father Toots, or Toots, huwag ka na magsalita. Si ano ito? I pray for you. And then, can you give me a blessing? Oh yes. Kita mo talaga yung kamay ng Diyos kumikilos sa mga taong nagmamahal sa'yo.
And I
Kaya
think
hindi ko
it's
talaga
also the
malimutan
assurance
yun.
of love, Father.
And then I learned nga na marami nagpe-pray sa'yo, just hold on the faith and trust, and pray for the frontliners, the doctors, because they are also instruments.
So now, Father, when you think, when you pray for the doctors and the nurses, parang may mas dating, there is connectedness when you pray. for them.
Yes. At for hindi talagang siyempre as a pastor, as a religious, as a priest, no, isang specialized pastoral ministry din, no.
Okay.
They are not there, or the nurses, no, not only because of the job, but it's really a pastoral ministry also, caring for the sick. And I felt that. Kaya maraming salamat sa Perpetual Succor Hospital sa Cebu City. Under the St. Paul of Sharks kasi yan. And then they prayed for me talaga, the community.
Yes, Father. Nasabi niyo na po, God manifests Himself through prayers, through persons who love you, who support you, those who called you up, and even in silence, you knew in your heart that they prayed for you, and they continue to love you. Parang I feel the connectedness, but at the same time, there is that how do you call that? You recover through the doctors, through the medicines, but at the same time through the prayers and through your faith in God.
Yes.
That you continue to believe, you continue to breathe, you continue to believe that God has still a mission.
Yes, sister.
that God is still entrusting a mission to you, Father.
Yes po, talaga. Convinced po ako niyan, sister.
Yes. And last question po, Father. Any message of hope for our kahabits who are facing their battles in life? Siguro nga naman, hindi lahat with COVID or different battles in life, and maybe they're at the point of frustration or disappointments. Any message of hope for everyone?
Mga kahabits, we are a people of hope. We are an Easter people. We hold on hope because we know that God is always with us. We just celebrated Christmas. Siguro yung mga may sakit, nagkakasakit ngayon, mas dapat intindihin natin sila. We have to understand them. At the same time, we have to pray for them and support them in any way. And I just learned a few days ago that Father Archie, a Passionist, he's a young priest of 3 years, died, no? Because of COVID-19. Of course, from the medical point of view, medical science, it can be explained. Hindi niya nakayanan, or bakit ganito nangyari. At hindi lang among the religious, no? Marami tayong kilala din siguro na kaibigan, ma-surprise na lang tayo, ka-healthy-healthy, tas nagkakasakit. Isang realization ko, sister, is hindi tayo Superman, hindi tayo Superwoman. Kunyari tayo yung mga powers. Before the Lord, we are vulnerable.
Yes.
So, saan tayo pupunta but sa Diyos? So, I want you to understand the sick, and it's a specialized ministry. I really admire those people who care for the sick, the infirm. So, we pray, but at the same time, maganda yung di ba that's one of the corporal works of mercy, to visit the sick. And not only to visit the sick, those in the hospital, tapos kainin ninyo yung grapes at saka yung mga tinapay doon, no? Kasi the patient cannot eat naman. But to comfort the sick, to encourage the sick, gano'n. Kaya masaya ako at maraming taong nagmahal at saka tumulong. Ano kaya sa mga kapatid natin na those who are in dire need, or the needy, sabi nga natin, yung mga walang capacity, sana tulungan natin. May pandemic, sabi mo nga, sisters, may pandemic o walang pandemic, yung pagkikipagkapwa ay napakahalaga. Kaya I like yung sa AMRSP, yung men and women religious who came together and we sang this pananagutan.
Yes, yung virtual choir.
I like that. Ilang yes, kung paulit-ulitin, no? I think Father Ed Hontiveros, the Jesuit, composed that magkakaugnay tayo lahat. Walang sino man ang nabubuhay. Walang sino man ang namamatay para sa sarili lamang. Tayong lahat ay magkakaugnay. Sana ituloy natin yung ating nasimulan, mga gawain, to give hope to the hopeless, to help the helpless. Yun po, sister.
Wow. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Father
sister.
Toots. ako rin po, natatouch ako, Father. I wanted to cry when, I was almost crying when you were sharing your story, especially in that part na you were, when you were praying and you were embracing the prayers and the love of people. So, thank you very much, Father Toots.
Thank you, Sister.
Father Christian Buenafe, OCarm, for sharing your stories. Your story. It's really a story of faith and hope, and it's very inspiring. A story of hope amidst the darkness. And parang maiiyak na ako kanina, Father, when you were sharing about your story when you were in that dark tunnel, and then you embraced the love and prayers of people who really support you. And now, to formally end this segment, may dapat po kayong sabihin as our guest sharer.
I am Father Toots Buenafe from the Order of Carmelites, and I have it spoken. So mga kahabits, I would like to hear from you. How were you inspired by our episode today? So please let us know what you think, mga kahabits. For comments or suggestions, i-message niyo kami via Facebook at facebook.com/amrsp.org. And while you're there sa aming page, like and follow na.
At kahabits, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, AMRSP Media, where you can also catch our weekly broadcasts of the Holy Rosary and the Sunday Eucharist. Sama-sama tayo as we strive to reach 1,000 subscribers sa YouTube.
Mapapanood ninyo na rin ang Kahabit sa TV Maria Free Channel every Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. with replays every Thursdays at 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. Kaya mga kahabits, let us stay connected.
Again, let us thank Father Toots Buenafe OCarm for being our guest host and sharer today. Next week, join us again as we explore consecrated life, the church, the world, and the society. This has been your kahabit, Sister Happy Montecillo of the Daughters of St. Anne.
Thank you very much for joining us on our weekly religious routine. This is your kahabit, Father Toots Buenafe of the Order of Carmelites, signing off from your weekly inspiration and information companion. We have been
The
Habits.